Welcome everyone. So let's start today a new topic, that is life process in living organism. So this is a part 1 video of this lesson from class 9. Alright, so what is the life process? So student, life processes, these are the biological activities that an organisms perform, all living organisms perform to survive. Okay, so basically these are the series of actions like movement, respiration, growth, excretion, nutrition, reproduction and all. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to study about different life process in living organism. So let's study. Alright, so we have studied how digested food or oxygen inhaled by lungs is transported to every cell of the human body. Alright, so this equation of a cellular respiration we have studied in our class 9. Alright, in which you can observe the glucose or the carbohydrate which we are taking in the form of a food. It is breakdown and in the presence of oxygen, and after breaking down it will produces energy, that is in the form of a ATP and also carbon dioxide and water molecule. Okay, so this ATP or the energy has been transported to each and every cell of a body to perform different activity or different kind of a work. Okay, so the food absorbed by the digestive system, that is nothing but a glucose, is converted into energy, that is ATP, and this energy and oxygen are both transported via blood throughout the body. Alright, so student, the farmer also tries to transport the water from wells or dams through a main channel to every plant. So this is just similar like how in our body energy, that is ATP and oxygen, is transported via blood throughout the body. Alright, so next topic is the transportation in plants. So by the process of transportation, a substance either synthesized or absorbed in one part of the body reaches another. That means transportation is a process in which either the substance is produced or absorbed by the living organisms like plants. Okay, and that absorbed substance has been transported to each and every part of the body. Alright, so let's study the transportation in plants. Okay, so in the background picture you can observe the water, the minerals and water has been absorbed by the roots of the plant, and they are supplying from bottom to top of the plant. That means from root to leaves, stems, flowers, etc. Each and every part of the to the plant, the minerals and water has been supplied from the roots. Alright, so by the process of transportation, a substance either synthesized or absorbed in one part of the body reaches another. Alright, so most animals move from place to place, but plants do not. You can observe on the screen like zebra is moving very quickly just to from place to place just to achieve food or just to stay away from their enemies. Okay, but plant stay on one place only throughout their life. So there are many dead cells present in the body, in the plant body, and they need less energy as compared to animals. So in the body of a plant there are many dead cells are present, and as they are more present or stay on one place only, they require less energy as compared to the moving animals. Alright, so plants need inorganic substances like nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, sodium, etc. And soil is the nearest and richest source of these substances. So plant need or obtain or achieve minerals and water from the soil only. And by the roots they absorb all the minerals and water which are there in the soil. So root of the plant absorb the substances from the soil and transport them. That means roots of the plant absorb these minerals from the soil and they transport it from root to shoot system. Now shoot system means like above the soil, like stem, leaves, or all the things. Alright, and there are substances, there are specific tissues to perform this functions. That means just to transport the water and minerals from roots to leaves, there are different tissues are there. So there are two types of tissues are there, the xylem and phloem. All right, so the xylem conducts the water, whereas the phloem conducts the food, and all parts of the plant are connected with these two types of tissue just to get the minerals and water from the soil. Okay, so all right, so these are the diagram of a xylem and phloem vessel. So in the xylem you can differentiate between the xylem and phloem vessels. Okay, so if you can observe in the picture of a xylem vessel, only one headed arrow is there, but in picture of a phloem vessel you can observe the two arrows like above and below. So in xylem vessel they conduct only the water and minerals from bottom, like from roots to top part of the plant. But phloem, what they are doing, they conduct water and food. So water from the soil and food that is preparing in the leaves of the plant. So just they carry water and food from top to bottom of the plant and all the parts of the plants. Alright, so now let's study the transportation of water in plants, like how the water and nutrients are being transported from bottom to top of the plant. Alright, now under this topic we have one more subtopic, that is a root pressure. So let's see what is a root pressure. So root pressure in plants is a force. So basically root pressure is a force that helps to drive fluids upward into the water conducting vessels, that is xylem. So student, you can observe these are the tissues which are there in the root of the plant. So from these tissues the force is applied, that is called as a root pressure. Okay, and due to this force only the water is or the fluids are driven upwards into the water conducting vessels. Okay, so bottom to top. So this is called as a root pressure. Now student, here you can observe the diagram that root cells are contact with water and minerals in the soil, and water and minerals enter the cell on the root surface due to the differences in the concentration. So here you can observe the root hair, water, soil particles, cortex, and these are the xylem tissues. So as a result these cells become turgid, that means due to the water, as the water content is there in the cells is more, so due to the presence of a water the cells become turgid or they become swollen. Okay, and these turgid cells exert pressure on the adjacent cell, that means the cell which are there nearer to them, they create or exert pressure, and this is called the root pressure. And under the effect of this pressure water and minerals reach the xylem of the roots, and to reduce the difference in concentration they are continuously pushed upward, and as a result of this continuous movement a water column is formed and which is continuously pushed ahead, and this pressure is sufficient to lift the water up in shrubs, small plants and small trees. Alright, so our next topic is transpiration pull. Now what is this? Alright, now next part is a transpiration pull. Okay, so first of all student, the transpiration is the loss of water from a plant in the form of a water vapor, and this process like transpiration takes place from the leaves only. Okay, so plants give out water in the form of a vapor through the stomata on their leaves. Okay, so these are the structure of a stomata. You can observe the opened stomata and closed stomata. So when the stomata is opening, the water vapor or any gaseous water vapor and gases like exchange of a gases will takes place, and water is losing in the form of a water vapor. Okay, so two cells called as a guard cells are present around the stomata. So this is a clear structure of a guard cell. So you can observe here first picture, first picture, the guard cells are shrunken, that means these are the stomata closing type. Okay, and next is a guard cell swollen, that means when the exchange of gases takes place, or when the water vapor has losing from the stomata, the guard cells become open and the water or exchange of gases will takes place. Alright, so these cells control the opening and closing of the stomata. That means guard cells are the important part. Why? Because these are the control cells which takes place in the opening and closing of the stomata, and transpiration occurs through these stomata. And stomata, that means water in the form of a vapor is releasing from this stomata, and water is released into the atmosphere by leaves through the process of evaporation, and as a result water level in the epidermal layer of the leaf decreases. That means the outer layer of the leaf, the water level is decreases because due to the loss of a water in the form of a water vapor, and water is brought up to the leaves through the xylem so as to compensate for the loss of a water. That means whatever water is losing from the epidermal layer of the leaves, it is compensated due to the xylem tissue of the plants. Alright, so again here transpiration helps to transport the water and minerals towards the leaves from the roots in the upward direction against the gravitational pull. That means it is acting against the gravitational force of the earth. Alright, and continuous evaporation from the stomata of leaves create the suction which pulls up water through the xylem vessel. That means as the water is losing continuously from the stomata of the leaves, so their water level has been decreases, and due to maintain or the balance the water level into the leaf part, the xylem tissue which are there in the plants, they move the water in upward direction just to balance the water level in the leaves. Okay, and root pressure performs an important role in pushing the water up during the night time. So root pressure, there is a balance between root pressure and transpiration process. Alright, so student, that's it for today's video, and next part of the lesson we will continue in our next session. I hope you all have understood this topic well. Thank you all of you.